Well, I already got a start on next year's firewood. You can see I've got a bunch of wood back here behind me. And so my aunt's tree fell down, and half of it fell down. This thing is a big elm tree. From what I can tell, it's a big elm tree. And so I've got 2 trailer loads so far of all this wood back here. So I think I've got at least a cord right now. So I've probably got at least a third of the wood. So this thing's probably 60 foot, 70 foot tall elm tree. And so I've got a pretty good start on it, but to haul it, made a few modifications to the trailer. So we ended up, when we had our house built, there's a bunch of scrap OSB, and there's even some thin ones, you know, they're only like 12 inches wide. Well, what were you going to do with those? Well, I saved them anyway. Those turned out pretty good. You can see that I just attached those to the side of the trailer. So all I did was I ended up just cutting them to length, and if I can come down here, punched a couple holes with a drill in here, and I just wired them to the side of the trailer. So I just basically, all I need to do is just cut these off with some wire cutters, and I can take them right back off. But these are just scrap pieces of wood that we've been keeping in the barn, and slowly all that scrap wood that we've been keeping is slowly starting to pay off. You know, we find some little project for it, so I'm really glad that we've kept that extra wood. So of course, the day's about over. You can see the sun going down right now. So later I'll end up going back and we'll get more and more loads. So I've probably got another 4 loads of firewood there. So I'll probably be able to get at least 2 cords of tree, or 2 cords maybe, out of that one tree. Because that tree, big old elm, and I bet you it was 60 to 70 feet tall. It's a good sized tree. So we're going to go ahead and I'm going to get this all stacked away and probably split it in the summer, and this will be next year's firewood. So I almost got, I've got a really good start on next year's firewood just with one tree. So I think that's pretty amazing. Just the size of the tree made a huge difference. So last summer, a year ago, we moved out here in a camper, and our dog here became an outside dog. He used to be an inside dog, but he became an outside dog when we moved out here to the country. And so last winter we had to find a place for him to be able to stay warm. So we built kind of a makeshift doghouse, and we used a bunch of the scrap lumber. That was a bunch of the scrap lumber was left over from building our log cabin. So this winter, or just like a month ago, we finally just actually finished the log cabin doghouse. I mean, kind of. So it's all done. It's out here next to our house now. So Comet has he has a nice place to be able to sleep. So to give you a look at it, it's like this is all just made out of scrap that was left over from our house. So this has got the hand-hewn siding on it, just like the house. It doesn't have, you know, the dovetail corners like you do on the house. So we just trimmed the corners out with some trim boards. We went ahead and stained that just like the log cabin to match it. It does have a standing seam roof just like our house does. This is supposed to be a hidden fastener roof, but we weren't sure if you needed to crimp these at all or if they just snapped together and that was good. So we went ahead and we did put some fasteners on top, just kind of treated it like a regular roof. So the floor of the doghouse is actually made out of extra treated lumber that was left over, and it has the deck boards just like this on our porch, and that's what the floor is made out of. And then we just ended up filling this up with straw, and we'll just have to add straw to it throughout the winter. But he kind of crawls in here and he's able to stay warm in this doghouse. So he really likes to stay close to the house because he wants to know when we go in and out. He normally sleeps on the porch next to the front door or the back door. So for him to use this doghouse, we had to put it close to the house or he wouldn't have used it. So it's just sitting up here. It's just right next to the house. So I think it's a simple looking doghouse, but at least it's the same color as the house, and it somewhat matches our cabin. So it's just sitting up here. That was all made from scrap. So while we're up here by the house, let me go ahead and I'm going to show you just one more thing that my wife made. I don't know if you remember, but a few videos ago I went to a farm auction. I ended up picking up a little snow sled for my wife. So she ended up taking that and she turned that into a Christmas decoration. So she hung a little bit of bow and greenery and some bells and stuff on there, and it turned into a nice Christmas decoration. So we've been collecting a lot of firewood here lately, and we've been kind of going back in these woods here on our property and cutting up all the dead trees. Some have been dead for quite a while, and a lot of them are deader than I probably wanted. They're a little more rotten than I wanted. But we do have a fire pit. So we've got a fire pit here that we burn during the summertime, and like to sit out here and of an evening around this fire pit. So I started collecting up all that junk firewood and bringing it out here. Well, I ended up getting a pretty good sized pile of firewood. So I really needed a way to store all that firewood that I was saving for the fire pit. It was good enough to burn in the fire pit. I didn't want to burn it in our wood fireplace in the house. So what I ended up coming up with was this wood rack. This is all pretty much, this is everything here is stuff I had laying around. So I've got 2 cinder blocks. I've got a cinder block on each end, and then in each cinder block I've pounded a couple of the T-posts. So when I bought this property, there was hundreds of these T-posts that I've pulled. So I've got a pile of these just laying around. So I put 2 of these T-posts on each end, and then I had some extra 2x6s. I built a little frame down here in the bottom, made out of 2x6s. Just laid that over the top, and that became a nice little wood rack. So this didn't cost me a dime, and I got a place to store firewood for our fire pit. So one of the videos probably people are wondering when it's going to happen is, when are we going to post another video on fixing up this old bank barn? So it's been pretty busy here lately. It's been deer hunting season. I've been spending a lot of time collecting firewood, and it's dark at night. So I work 4 days a week, so I got the 3 days on the weekend to do these kind of projects, and most of them have been holidays and deer hunting and that kind of thing. So I can't work after work in the evening. It's too dark. I can't do any of these outside projects in the evening now that it's dark outside. So the plan is, here in a couple weeks we ought to get started back on the barn. So we will work on getting this perimeter fence. We got our posts here, so we'll get our perimeter fence in around our barn, start working on that. We do have some there's some 4-foot fence gates. I think I've got like 4 of them in the perimeter fence that'll lead out to pasture. So we're going to make our own gates for those smaller gates. So we'll be making some small gates just to put on the fence, and then we'll be working down here in the barn here soon. The bottom level of this barn is the stalls, animal stalls. So we're going to be working on animal stalls also here soon, and it'll be coming. So just needed to get caught up here around the property before we could really get jumping onto this. We had too many more important things and time sensitive things that we need to get done. So I think that pretty much wraps it up. Those are some short clips of basically some things that's been happening here on the homestead over the last couple months. So like always, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.